doesn't keep repeating the stories?
Who wants to start?
No.
Miriam.
I need time. I think you have you're good at slogans.
It's not slogan. I'm
Or
curious
marketing.
because what they say, like for Israelis and Oriental sex opinions. So I have my view. Like to me, this is a wonderful melting pot of the biggest high tech. But never forget you're in the Middle East. Like it is the
Two sides of it. You want more time, you think? Joseph.
So I don't think so much. I think that Israel is such a known brand, so I don't think people really need to get so much pictures. I think everybody is exposed to Israel, unfortunately, on a daily basis now. But again, from my very small perspective, I think that still people are very fascinated by Israel. What always comes is the food. It's the dynamic entrepreneurship which occurs in Israel. And it's that people are so frank, which for many people is quite refreshing. So I would say that these people I speak with, they know Israel. Many of them, if they haven't come to Israel, it's definitely on the bucket list. And I think the picture is quite similar. Istanbul meets New York with a lot of homos, and loud people are very dynamic and smart.
Miriam?
I would say it's the people that make it. It's the living life every day. Just living much more than we do in Sweden. I feel it's just much more alive, this place. It's much more vibrant, much more colorful, much louder. It's just very much more than a lot of other places.
Maybe in short, to say that it's an enigma that you have to visit to have the ability to start to understand. And that you have to visit and see the people and listen and smell and taste and hear and cry and laugh and be baked in the sun to kind of get a sense of what's going on.
Do we have anyone else who has a question? This is the chance. I actually had a question for you guys regarding the Eurovision contest, because I was wondering what you felt when Israel was accepted in such a bizarre way. On one hand, like you said, the audience really accepted the Israeli singer. On the other hand, there were boos, there was fear for the delegation's life. What did you think about it as Swedish people, or people from Sweden, or Jewish people from Sweden?
So I was in Oslo when...
You're from Malmo originally?
Yeah, I'm from Malmo originally, and I was in Oslo speaking in a conference of Friends of Israel in Oslo. Most of them not Jewish, almost all of them not Jewish. And they had their annual conference, they invited me to speak. Great conference, 300 people, 2 days, and they were all riled up and they voted. And I think that the moment that summarizes it for me was the votes, because it mixes, I think, the chutzpah and the ability of Israelis to bend rules and get shit done, and that's get the votes done. And I think also popular support and a lot of love for Israel. And I think that we were blessed with a tremendous ambassador. She did amazingly, withstood pressure and held herself very elegantly. And despite the fact that she was, threatened so many times and really in a very ugly way by many other artists and by the crowd, she was amazing, Eden. And I think we were fortunate. But the moment for me that really was the best is what Josef also said, that the popular vote went to Israel, and it went in a big way. And the contrast is such a thing, and I felt that a lot when I deal with people and in the media. There's a lot of bias against, but then there's also a lot of love for Israel, for Israelis, despite all the bad press. So the Eurovision for me was a great success, even though only fifth place, yeah? Only fifth, but a tremendous success for her, and I think for Israel.
Miriam, did you have any specific feeling?
I also think that it was a big fuck you on our part because of all the noise and anti-Israeli protests and sentiments and the threats that she was getting and the questions that were coming at her in press conferences and from other contestants. And then in the finish line, she nailed it. She and thanks to the popular vote. So that was a big fuck you on our part.
Joseph?
I stood awake to watch the entire voting for the first time for 35 years, so it really touched me. I think it was amazing to see that she stood there and she did her thing, and in the end I think the popular vote went to Israel, which is kind of, the picture that, we've been discussing, that we have media which is very negative, we have some politicians who are very opposed, but there is a core in Europe, in the States, who understand the situation, understand the background, and I think they intuitively understand that this is not just, another headline, but there is something going on here which has a deeper meaning. And I think that, in a way, part of it came through in this wonderful contest.
Any other questions? Yes.
Well, it's a question, but I think I know the answer. At least for 20 years, Israel has lost the media war. They left it, I think, and it's one of the most bad things that Israel have done during 20-25 years. They left the Jews outside in the diaspora to fix the media and to fix the PR for Israel. And it has developed. We have a lot of left-wing journalists, and they are against Israel. So we should have met this war much earlier, and I believe that it would have looked much better. Never good, because I'm not naive. Israel people will always be against us Jews, and that's the purpose, nothing else. But what do you think about the media war?
Yeah, so the gentleman in the back, he'll be angry with us for going, what's your name in the back? Who asked the good question? What? Ohad? So, my opinion is that we have to be much better, and I gave examples of how we can address it. And I agree with you that even if we would be best in the world at public relations, we would still face very difficult circumstances. But this doesn't allow us to continue doing what we do, and we really have to be better across the board, in the military, government, Minister of Foreign Affairs, everybody has to be better. And the good thing is that, I want to try to keep this positive. Israel and Israelis mostly have shown that they are capable of tremendous achievements in every part of life, in science, in art, in culture, in food. I was speaking in London and went to the Natural Art Museum. There was a display or a competition, the yearly best natural picture, best picture of nature, and there were 50,000 entries and 100 pictures were chosen. 6 of them were Israeli, including 3 winners in categories. Quite amazing. And Israelis are, I think, very uniquely talented and capable of amazing things. And I think we have to tap into that and to do that more in terms of how we handle ourselves. what I'm sad about is that, yes, Jews around the world suffer a lot from more anti-Semitism when there's things going on in Israel and when we are attacked. And that's very sad. What I said to people in Sweden is that your home is Israel. And that as things get worse and worse, where I think people should be is in Israel. But I don't want to go into too many details about the PR. I think that there's a lot to be done, and the positive thing is that there's a lot of creative people and talented people who can do it once it becomes a priority. It's not lost, it's temporarily not being done, and it can be done once the right people get the priorities right.
Miriam and Joseph, you want to add something about the media? Okay, so does anyone have anything he wants to add? So I really want to thank our panel, Jonathan, Miriam, and Joseph. And what I can wish you guys is that 5, 10, 15 years from now, we'll be in the same place, same pastries, same weather, which is pretty good, and in the same country.
Yeah.
And Jansson's best.
Want to say it again?
Yeah.
We're going to eat water or something.
Thank you, everybody.
Tack så jättemycket, det var supertrevligt. Ja, tack. Ja, ni gjorde någon bit. Vi ska ta oss hem. Ja. Vi hörs. Vi hörs på Facebook.
Tack så mycket. Jag är Elisabeths kusin.
Jag vet. Jag känner igen dig. Ja. Kanter.
Ja, jag vet.
Vi är från Göteborg båda två.
Mikael, tack så mycket. Du gjorde en jättefin kväll. Mikael, han vill inte.
Jag måste bara säga tack till.
Michael is now much for a seat. Michael, si hasta cita tu no? תודה רבה. רק בשביל זה.
תודה רבה.
תודה רבה. נהנית? אתה מפה, אתה שוודי?
שוודי, אני חצי גרמניה, ובת הזוג שלי לשעבר הייתה...
אתה מגרמניה? חצי מגרמניה.
לא, אני חצי גרמניה. אני גר בישראל.
והיום איפה גר?
בתל אביב, כן. אני פרקליט.
איפה? בפרקליטות?
כן.
תודה שבאת. יא. אתה רוצה אצלך? משהו? הטלפון... הוא לא עובד. בוא ניקח את זה.
Jonathan är en annan som inte köper.
Ja, just det.
Jag vill också vara med.
Ja, jag väntar på mig med påsen då.
Säkert hade gamla snus. Tack så jättemycket.
I have to learn how to say that.
Det är du som är dålig på att svara. Men hör av dig. Får jag vara med?
Sounds delicious.
Behöver ni utmaningar? Behöver verkligen det? We tried to make it. We actually made it here.
Food I'm very expensive, and I'm gonna love it. I know
It's thicker than anchovies. It's not like anchovies like you get it. No, they're like.
Because I always, every time I try the local ideas, and I always
לא חתמת תורה עם המים.
Did you hear all your stories? Did you hear at home? Yeah.
You know him?
No, I didn't know. You're very well spoken.
He's been on all the like foreign news.
Right.
You only look at Channel 15, right?
I don't look at any television. I don't look at no, she's in Jazeera. She told me before she started. No, it's not as attractive. I'm more interested in life
This is my old, you know, she was my teacher. She's responsible for all my YMS details. She was my Jewish in school in Sweden.
No, I'm very I've been I saw the candy walls and everything about that. I remember
My colleague. Thank you for coming.
Och en sån fantastisk kväll vad det gäller
Ja,
vädret också.
otroligt.
Tel Aviv kan
Otroligt.
No, he didn't. About the sound.
Did you hear anything?
Well, yeah,
Kul att komma. Ja, vad intressant. Ja, tack. Bra att komma. You came all the way from...
All the way from... Really? Wow. Good for you. You see, you collect all the sweets together.
Swedish episode. We do. You work Oh, you want to go have a beer now? I'm here. You're here. Have a beer if you want.
I'll catch you later.
Ja. 20 minuter. Är det för mycket? Nej. Bye. You want to come with for a beer?
Oh, no.
תודה רבה.
תודה רבה לך.
אתה מרצה?
היה ברור.
תודה
רבה לך. תודה רבה לך.
אני חושב לך באמצע הזה היה...
מה, נקפת משהו מה זה?
כן, היה כמה פעמים.